Take a look at this. We have a Charizard that is on a Yu-Gi-Oh card and a Blue Eyes White Dragon on a Pokemon card. And this is probably something that they should be using in like class to explain what it looks and feels like in sense of like branding. You know what I mean? Both of them are so unique, but so different. When you know the two and you see it on the other, something just feels a little bit strange. Welcome to another edition of XFeed. What's up? My name is Schiller. We go live Monday through Friday talking about the collectible space and everything in between. Would love for you to check it out. Of course, we do shorts and all that kind of crazy stuff, but well, let's just get straight into the juice. Do you guys remember Magic Treehouse? This was a staple for myself, at least growing up. This is a kid's book series, and apparently the animated series is in the works. If these things have collectibles, if they got anything that like remotely is desirable, all over it. Absolutely all over it. And then PSA, their international expansion. Last week, everybody's talking about some drama around them. This week, we're looking at them expanding to the other parts of the world. PSA's international expansion is touching down in London with a dedicated UK receiving center in late 2026. So what do you think? If you had that as a job, you got to go down there and get card submissions to the tunes of hundreds of thousands every month. How would you feel? PSA also does, there's a X account that goes, and sorry, I don't have it immediately on me, but it gives the listing of all the grading services and how many they do. PSA does between 74 to 90,000 a day. Insane. So I have to correct myself on one particular thing that we talked about on stream the other day, but also just a little bit of insight. So we talked about Topps MLS, I believe it was the Inception, the card release, and when I was checking out the site, it said, click to get notified about it, and so I had the assumption, okay, this set wasn't out, but it actually launched about 2 weeks ago for MLS. If you're trying to buy it on secondary, it's upwards of like $300+. But within my little rant that I had on stream, it was talking about the Vancouver Whitecaps and the fact that they made the final, and we don't know if they're going to end up staying in Vancouver or what exactly the deal with it is, and saying, hey, you know what, if they leave, maybe the collectibles for this really could kind of shoot up in value. And about an hour and a half, 2 hours ago, coming from the official accounts, the city of Vancouver and Vancouver Whitecaps FC have signed a memorandum of understanding to enter an exclusive negotiation period through 2026 to explore a new stadium and entertainment district at Hastings Park. So for the time being, looks like they are going to be staying in Vancouver, which is awesome. If you guys have also seen, if you follow me on X, we retweeted this earlier, but Synced is coming. I've been doing a couple of videos with them, but if you're into collectibles at all, especially on the trading card front, it's going to start off with Pokemon cards and go from there. If you want to check it out again, this is across Instagram, TikTok, here on X as well. If you're wanting to follow that and then see all the links, they're down below within that, or otherwise synkedcollect.app if you're wanting to sign up for that, and very excited to show you guys all of the fun stuff around there. Do you know that there's people that create the art for Pokemon cards? Well, duh, but do you know exactly who they are? So GameStop had an award show in which they dubbed the best Pokemon card of the year, and they gave it to the Mega Charizard XEX. And one of the special aspects of this card, other than the fact that it's a rare, is that it's got all of the Charizard evolutions within it, which is super, super neat. But for the creator themselves, Dancia, what do they got for their bio? Dancia, Dancho, Illustrator, FGO, Ivan the Terrible, Zhang Yu, Pokemon TCG, MTG, Duel Masters, Heroic Showdown, and more. Wow. 31,000 followers on there, and you get the insights of Dan, one of the artists for Pokemon, which is kind of neat. And there's another rendition of what they're, if we go to their site, do they give us like a lowdown of all the art that they've done? Oh, this is going to be tough to read. Yeah, I have no idea. I guess they have an Instagram and some other sites I've never heard of before. Love it when you go at different parts of the world. Everybody's got different social media at their fingertips that I have never heard of. And I got just a string of bad news. So the voice of Marge Simpson, Beatrice Picard, unfortunately passed away the other day. It's incredibly sad. And then, I don't know if it was because I came across that, But then I kept getting hit with more. Do you know the voice? This guy in Jimmy Neutron?
Is everybody okay?
Well, I'm a little concerned that we're stranded in the middle of the ocean.
That guy right there. You know him? Well, Jeff Garcia. Apparently he got hospitalized and unfortunately passed away again the other day. It's like, man, these are so sad. And then there's another one. The guy who does Doug Dimmadome. Doug Dimmadome. From Fairly Odd Parents. He passed away too. Man, just awful things in the news. Awful, awful. But if any of those individuals had a part within your childhood or any sort of nostalgia, thought I would be the one to break the news on that front. Now, speaking of breaking, within the card front, there is breakers where theoretically I could sit here and be like, hey guys, do you want to open a pack? And then you would pay me, I would open your pack and then ship your cards. And we got some drama where there were, 6 from the same? Yeah, 6 cards that were like the chase cards in the MLB debut, or at least they're called like MLB Patch debut cards. And they're one of ones. And a breaker ended up with 6 of them. Now, obviously, you don't want to make assumptions or whatnot, but holy crap, that is insane, the amount that they were able to hit on that front. Now, another thing you guys might have no idea about that is bonkers banana pants. So from July to September, there was 7.4 million channels on YouTube that were removed. And if you've been following along on some of the social talk, there was a big concern around AI tools essentially going around and banning or terminating various channels on YouTube. Now, part of that is because there's just so many channels being created, and you're seeing the uptick of AI-related ones. I posted a few of them, like, I want to say like a week and a half ago, of like Stranger Things. I did like Lord of the Rings one, Mary Pop. I'm really kind of messing around with all these tools because it's one of those things that's like, all right, well, if it's here, we can try to fight it or like at least kind of learn a little bit. And so the tools that are out there are insane, but I think there's a fair few that have gotten a pretty automated strategy to create YouTube channels because, again, 7.4 million. And that was just between July to September. I mean, doing a 9-month stretch, upwards of 12 million channels. How in the hell are you supposed to review that by hand? So crazy times that we're living in. And this adds to that. Last week, I sold a one-piece card for $15,000, says Min. One piece of cardboard. A piece of paper for 2 months of rent. Today, it is worth $24,000. A little bit of a $9,000 increase if they just waited a week. But they wanted to go for that 2 months of rent. And these are the conversations that we're literally looking at every single day and asking ourselves, what the hell is going on? I don't necessarily mean that in a bad way, but when we're seeing all these collectibles and the demand for things, it's like, where's the audience for it? Is this really just all about community? And we've seen it on the digital aspect. That's one of the biggest components. And we did a whole stream on it yesterday. But I do really think that the social aspect, being somebody in some sort of community matters. People spend half of their time consuming content of just the niche that they love. And for some of these top brands, there's so many different aspects, from the TCGs to the actual games themselves to everything. It's unreal. It's unreal. And at some point, maybe the markets will cool off, but right now they are hot, hot, hot. Collector Dare posted their Topps quality control issue to the timeline, hoping to see what people would react to it. And just look at this. These are a bunch of packs that were not cut, split, or anything. And they even mentioned that the cards themselves weren't even like segregated. So it sounds like all the cards just like fell to the bottom. But what a pull. Would you pay extra for something that is just that downright mangled? Hilarious to look at. And the industry, Pokemon is everywhere. Talking about NFL, Joe Burrow gets asked about Pokemon.
Are there any gifts that you got from teammates that stand out? Have you done anything like that?
The O-line got me a cool little Pokemon box. So that was sick.
What's in the Pokemon box?
I don't know, I haven't opened it yet.
Oh.
Do you have a favorite Pokemon over the years? Is there a guy that you like particularly?
I mean, I liked Blaziken for a little bit. Zapdos, Mewtwo. never liked any of the ghost characters very much. Yeah, those are probably the 3 or 4.
I'm admittedly
This is real life, by the way. This is real life, to the point where we've highlighted where people are out on the side of fields or courtside at NBA games, right? Or side of the field of NFL games, and they are cracking packs for content. We looked at Logan Paul backstage WWE. They had an entire table of people just ripping cards. Like, TCGs might be just like the hottest thing on the face of the earth right now. I'm not even trying to exaggerate. Like, it really feels that it's that way. Oh, look, the video that we highlighted today again where Stranger Things Hopper was ripping a pack. Well, here's the video of that where we showed the photo.
What's the tricks and secrets? You'll find out afterwards. There is a trick, but I think you have it handled. Oh, don't do that! My cards. I'm trying to get a golden Charizard card, right? That's exactly a golden Charizard. I gotta do it my way. Yeah, I gotta do it my way. Yeah, you're right. That is it. That is it. Not that one. Oh, you just... Oh my... You're gonna holograph it. Not a golden Charizard.
Just slapping the cards for good luck. What in the bejeez did we just watch? Oh my goodness. And then look at this. So imagine you're getting injured in the 1970s. And this is like the medical staff that's there to be able to assist you. They just put you on the gurney and then hold up your skates and say, good luck, have fun. This is how we're doing it in 1970. Crazy to think about that we're almost in 2026. Thank you so much for tuning on in. Again, just a quick little reminder, we have been uploading everything across shorts, and those have been absolutely exploding. Anytime you guys like, comment, share, all that stuff is super, super appreciative. And of course, we do the RWA Segments podcast. I had to not postpone, but I had a cancellation of the recording that we were supposed to have drop earlier this week, and we were supposed to record like right now, but doing the stream instead. So we'll get that one soon. We have a whole bunch of other really, really fun guests lined up for that. If you want to check that out, it's at RWA Segments Podcast. On any podcasting platform, you'll be able to find it on there. And last week, again, we talked with John Lemon from the Doge Pound. We're looking at having Gutter Cat Gang on. We got Svi coming back, who is tokenizing whiskey, spirits, and all that kind of fun jazz, and a whole bunch of other people with massive IPs that are doing the coolest stuff within the space. But again, thank you guys for tuning in. I'll catch you tomorrow. Enjoy your Thursday.